So, did you get out the £200 you owe me?
Yes, of course, Vaughan.
Thank God for that. Right, hand it over.
But there has been a slight hitch.
What?
Well, you know me, Vaughan. With cash in my pocket, something was bound to happen.
What could possibly happen? The cash point's 100 yards away.
I know. Silly, isn't it?
What have you done with my money?
It's a personal organiser. It's only 250 quid. You know I can't resist a bargain.
We'll go back and get some more out immediately.
Well, don't you think I haven't tried that, Vaughan? I'm bang on my limit. I was amazed it gave me anything in the first place.
But I need that money today. You promised me.
Oh, my God, Vaughan. Don't tell me you're back on the smack.
You must know I'm booking a romantic weekend break as a surprise for Bryony's birthday.
That's months away, isn't it?
Oh, no. You have to book early if you want to go to Siena. It's a particularly popular hotel. Want to be sure to get a room with a view.
Well, I don't quite know how to break this to you, Vaughan. But the sea is a good 100 miles away from Siena.
I don't expect a cultural Philistine like you to understand.
Well, if it's so important that you book today, why don't you just write out a cheque?
Because, A, it's the principle of the thing, right? You promised on all that was sacred to you you'd return that money today, and B, well, it has to be a cash transaction, otherwise Bryony will spot it when she does the accounts at the end of the month.
Well, you may rest assured that paying you back is my top priority. Look, I've already made a note reminding myself. Pay back Vaughan. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you'd better. You look smart today, Maggie.
Thank you. I'm being taken to lunch by Davison Davison to discuss a possible career move.
I didn't know you were looking for a new job.
Actually, I've been headhunted.
How very barbaric. They still do things like that in your culture, do they, Maggie?
Why, you must be very flattered.
It's an extraordinary thought, isn't it? A group of top-level executives sit round a boardroom table and decide unanimously that what their company really needs is a brittle, surly, bad-tempered, frustrated chocoholic.
Ignore Maggie's only jealous.
Well, if they ever need a self-centered, work-shy parasite, I'm sure they'll give him a call.
Ah, the very men.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning. I need this sales data knocked into a presentable shape for a meeting this evening. President of Overseas Operations is over from the States on his whistle-stop tour of Europe.
Leave it with me, sir. Vaughan. Phone.
Tart 'em up for me, would you, Bob? Massage the figures if they need it. You know the kind of thing I like to see. Rising sales, strong market penetration. Give that yank something to jerk off on.
Make sure they're laminated, sir.
It's me, sir. It's the PA to the President of Overseas Ops on the line from Dusseldorf.
Thank you, Vaughan. Guten Abend, Marketing Director. Absolutely, and looking forward to it. I took the liberty of booking a table at London's finest new eatery. What? Oh, dear. Yes, well, thank you for marking my card, as it were. Goodbye. What a buggering shame.
Is there a problem, sir?
Apparently this president of OS Ops is something of a Puritan. Insists on restricting his business meetings to a glass of fizzy water and a plate of sandwiches in the bloody office.
Oh, how disappointing for you, sir.
Absolutely. The only sandwich I've ever enjoyed was being oiled up and wedged between a couple of geisha girls. They were a snug fit, I can tell you. Wonderful nation, the Japanese. Such a proud and compact little people. I was sorely tempted to pop a couple into my suitcase and bring them back for the hot tub patio. Sandwiches and fizzy water, indeed. I had a table booked to the Belle Reve.
Did you say the Belle Reve, sir?
Yes. That Amish idiot doesn't know what he's missing. I had a book 3 weeks ago to get that table, and even then I had to pull some strings.
Well, we all detest waste, sir. Perhaps I could, take it off your hands?
Ah. Want to impress a filly, eh?
I am as though naked before you, sir.
I like your style, Bob. Vaughan, you couldn't have a better role model. This boy never misses a trick. Maggie, transfer my 8 o'clock table into Bob's name. There's a good girl.
Of course, sir. Consider it my top priority.
Thank you, sir.
Would you like me to check if they do child portions for Lauren?
Bob,
Yes, sir.
word of advice. The Belle Reve will provide the perfect hors d'oeuvre, but when it comes to the meat course, you want a discreet hotel, a bottle of baby oil, and some rope.
Certainly bear that in mind. Thank you, sir.
I tell you what, grab a couple of Polaroids for me while you're there, and we'll call it quits, eh?
Good. 8 p.m. The bell reeve. Enter. Oh, bugger. I seem to have deleted Payback Vaughan.
But, Bob!
Hello?
Lauren, it's Bob.
Hi, honey.
Listen, I forget. Is today an eating day or a non-eating day?
Well, I could be persuaded.
So how about dinner tonight?
Try a little harder.
Well, I was thinking I'd like to take you somewhere really special. Remind me, what is the best place in town these days? You've been everywhere.
Bobby, I don't know. Caprice, the River Cafe, the Belle Reeve.
Oh, that last one sounds nice. I haven't been there.
Belle Reeve? It's fabulous, but you'll never get a table there for this evening.
Darling, if the most beautiful girl in the world wants to go to the Belle Reeve, then that is where she shall go. Shall we say 8 o'clock?
Okay. 8 o'clock it is then.
Don't be late.
Bye.
Bye.
I just don't believe what I'm hearing. You're offering to take Lauren to the Belle Reeve when you can't even pay back the money you owe me.
Vaughan, you haven't got time to stand around eavesdropping on my private conversations. You have a sales presentation to produce. And it'd better be glossy. They're going to need something to entertain them this evening.
Never mind about that. If you're so broke, how the hell do you expect to pay for dinner at the most expensive restaurant in London?
That's a very good question, Vaughan. Well, perhaps I might be able to wring one last drop out of one of these. Yes, this was my first. Went halfway around the world together. Only went on a day trip to Calais, but we thought, well, why stop there? Little bastard finally ran out of me in Acapulco. And this one used to pack a huge limit. Oh, yes, behind that respectable veneer lies a madman. And unfortunately, it developed a rather voracious drug habit. Yeah, it's in rehab now. I'm sticking by it, just for old time's sake.
You are deranged.
Well, I don't suppose you've even got a credit card, have you, Vaughan? A man of your miserly restraint would have no need for one.
As it happens, that's just where you're wrong. This was sent to me a couple of months ago without me even asking. And it came with an automatic credit limit of £5,000.
Well, why don't you pay for your stupid holiday with that, then?
I decided to accept it purely for emergencies. Unlike you, I'd prefer not to run the risk of incurring unnecessary bank charges. I do not wish to end up on a credit card blacklist.
You really don't understand how it works, do you, Vaughan? You see, they want you to borrow their money. They hate people like you. And they love people like me. I probably keep 20 financial button pushers in work.
What a saint you are, aren't you, Bob?
Yes, I am, Vaughan. In fact, I think I'm going to pop along to my bank and create a little bit more employment. There's some money left in there somewhere.
Yeah, well, just remember, the first £200 of whatever you get belongs to me.
Do you know I hadn't noticed this before, Vaughan? But you really are turning into a selfish bastard. I can't tell you how many times I've sat here. This chair's practically moulded itself into the shape of my arse. I feel very at home. You see, my bank manager's more like a father to me. It's not so much a loan, it's more like pocket money, really.
Mr. Slay,
Yes?
what can I do for you?
Oh, how thoughtful. Black coffee would be lovely. 3 sugars, please.
You asked to see the manager.
Yes, but if he's sleeping, don't disturb him. I'll just have my usual top-up and I'll be on my way.
I'm Catherine Soames, the new manager. I'll be looking after Mr. Richards' accounts from now on.
Oh, well, on behalf of my fellow customers, let me welcome you to the staff. I do hope your stay with us will be a pleasant one.
Oh, thank you.
This way, please. Do take a seat.
I see since opening your account you have failed to be in credit once.
Yes, thank God Mr. Richards and his shoddy approach to money management are now a thing of the past.
You have consistently reneged on your promises to reduce your overdraft and show no inclination to do so.
I can't tell you what a breath of fresh air you are.
Your car leasing debit alone is £1,200 a month.
Do you not have a car?
Yes, Mr. Slay, but not a Porsche.
No, I am sorry.
If your overdraft gets any higher, I fail to see how you will ever repay it.
I quite agree. So may I respectfully suggest that we make this my final loan?
Mr. Slay, we are not your personal piggy bank. There will be no more money.
Forgive me, I'm a very busy man. I don't have the time to break in new bank managers. Mr. Richards is very familiar with my needs. It's probably easier if I speak with him.
I'm afraid that isn't possible. Mr. Richards no longer works here.
What? Well, isn't that just bloody typical? We nurture you, we train you, we put in hours and hours of effort, and then you just leave us without so much as a thank you.
If we could make arrangements for you to repay your overdraft as soon as possible, I'd be most grateful.
I'm sorry, Miss Soames. I'm sure you're a very nice lady, but I cannot allow myself to get to know you. I will not be hurt again.
Just don't rush into it. Davison have offered Maggie a job.
What as a bouncer?
You wouldn't seriously think about leaving us, would you, Maggie?
It's all I ever think about.
Yes, that and losing your virginity.
It's not like I'm appreciated here, is it?
When do you have to make your decision?
I told them I'll give them my answer in 24 hours. But it might not take that long.
Maggie, please, don't do anything rash. We'd be lost without you. You know deep down Bob cares. He's just not very good at showing his feelings.
He has feelings? When did this happen?
You know damn well it would be a complete disaster if Maggie left.
Not now, Vaughan. I've got other problems to take care of.
So I take it you didn't manage to get any money from the bank then?
Oh, God knows I tried.
Yeah, well, don't expect any sympathy from me. It's a situation entirely of your own making.
It's Lauren I feel sorry for. She's psyched herself up to eat now. Her brain will have already alerted her stomach.
You really can't see any further than the end of your nose, can you? Eh? The only thing you should be concerned about now is convincing Maggie to stay.
One lousy meal. One. Is that too much to ask?
All right. This is what's going to happen. You're going to call Lauren and you're going to tell her you can't take her to the Belle Reve. I don't care what excuse you make. Tell her you couldn't get a table or something. If they're that hard to come by, she'll understand. Then, when you've done that, I will give you £50. Now, you can take her out for a bloody marvellous meal on the high street for that. Now, in return, I will take your organiser. Now, you paid £250 for this. Tomorrow morning, when we're not quite so busy, we will return this to the shop and I will get my money back. OK?
Well, you seem to have this all thought through.
It's a solution that will serve everyone. Agreed?
It's like working with the Merchant of Venice.
One thing at a time, Bob. First, call Lauren.
Well, I hope you'll afford me what little dignity I have left and allow me to speak to my girlfriend in private.
OK, but I'll be right next door watching.
Hello?
Lauren, hi, darling, it's Bob. Listen, when I put the phone down, I wanted to kick myself. I'm always imposing my will on others. I'm so sorry.
Bobby, what on earth are you talking about?
You eat at restaurants like the Belle Reve all the time. I'm sure you'd much rather go for a pizza, wouldn't you?
I told you you'd never get a table.
Please, there was no trouble there. Our table awaits.
Well, then what's the problem? Belle Reve is one of my favorite restaurants. I couldn't be happier.
Well, you say that now, of course, but I know how exhausted you get after those shoots. Are you sure you wouldn't rather just flop on the sofa and have a nice little takeaway? Nice and cosy.
Bobby, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm working up a huge appetite.
When you're ready, Lauren, let's go.
I've got to go. I'll see you at 8. Big kiss. Bye.
There. Wasn't so difficult, was it? I bet you're feeling much better now.
A bit.
Right, now go out there and show Maggie you care. And for both our sakes, you better make it sound convincing.
You're right, Vaughan. In fact, I think I'll do it straight away.
Good.
After all, she must have some spare money lying around somewhere. Not as if she keeps up with the latest fashions, is it? We have our fun and games, don't we, Maggie? Truth be known, though, it's what we live for. Without our daily sparring sessions at work, life would be interminably dull.
On the contrary, it's something I could quickly become accustomed to.
You couldn't find a better boss than me. Just think of all the great times we've had together.
Nope, sorry, just can't seem to recall any. Unless, of course, you're referring to the time you FedExed my new shoes to Guatemala.
No, that was a misunderstanding. I mean, how was I supposed to know they were your shoes?
Because they were under my desk. beside my feet. I only took them off because they were pinching.
Yes, but you got a lovely thank you letter.
Well, that time you made up a Lonely Hearts ad for me and posted it on the internet.
Now that was a genuine mistake. Anyway, your parents got a very healthy response.
Oh, yes, thank you. So far, they've had requests for my hand in marriage from 39 transvestites, 12 sadomasochists, 7 animal fetishists, and an elderly couple from Anglesey who are looking for an Indian dominatrix to walk on them with pointy shoes.
Well, you know I'm no good with computers. Tell you what. You couldn't lend your old mucker a few quid, could you?
You want me to lend you money? I must earn a third of what you get.
Come on, you must have a few quid stashed away here somewhere. Money for liposuction or something.
Believe me, Bob, even if I did have any spare cash, I would rather flush it down the toilet than give it to you.
Oh, for Christ's sake, I'll pay you back at the end of the month.
I may well not be here at the end of the month.
Well, then good riddance to you. You've been nothing but a pain in the arse since the moment you got here. Sitting there like some festering Asian flu bug. Quite frankly, the sooner you're out of here, the better.
Right! Well, that just made up my mind for me.
Red Earl, 5-4 on. Trust me to pick the favourite. I need at least a 10-1. 15 if we want to drink anything decent. Oh, it's a terrible thing, poverty.
So, Bob, how's my presentation coming along?
Almost finished, sir. Just getting Vaughan to check it over now.
Excellent. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
I've been doing a bit of a checkup on our Amish friend. Turns out he's got a bee in his bonnet about equal opportunities. The head of Belgian operations has just found himself out in his ear because his workforce was rather too monotone.
Really, sir?
So I hope you're keeping our Maggie sweet, Bob.
Oh, yes, sir. She's devoted to me, sir.
Right now, that young lady is worth 2 of me and 12 of anyone else. She's Asian and a woman. Pity she doesn't have a small handicap, too.
Yes, isn't it, sir?
Not that anyone could accuse me of discrimination, Bob. I don't care what colour skin a person has. It's all flesh to me. Black, brown, yellow, white. I've enjoyed them all.
You're a true citizen of the world, sir.
Suffice it to say, Bob, until further notice, Maggie is to be regarded as the jewel in my crown.
Well, then I shall polish her for you, sir, until she's gleaming.
Excellent. Everything all right, Maggie?
Oh, well, actually,
Good,
sir...
good. Keep
there
up the
was
good work.
Something. What do you want?
Some rather harsh words passed between us a little earlier, Margaret, and I want you to know that for my part, I've forgotten the whole thing.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I have, so I hope that clears the air between us.
Hurricane Hugo couldn't clear the air between us. You are the most selfish, arrogant, insensitive individual on this planet.
Calm down, Maggie. We've all got our annoying little character traits.
Oh, yes, but you see, you are unique. Everything about you irritates me. The way you look, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you breathe.
Steady on, Maggie. Let's not get too personal.
Like today, you couldn't resist the chance to show off in some flash restaurant, so you pissed away the whole day trying to extort enough money out of us to pay for your fancy table.
Our fancy table, Maggie. Our fancy table.
What are you talking about?
You didn't think for one moment that I'd stand idly by and watch you walk out of here without putting up a fight, did you?
Yes.
You know I find it hard to express my emotions. So when this table came up, just a few moments after I heard you'd been headhunted, I jumped at the chance. It seemed the perfect opportunity to... well, to show you how much I care.
So you invited Lauren to dinner?
That was just an elaborate smokescreen. I wanted it to be a surprise.
What?
What do you think all my frenzied efforts this afternoon have been all about? They've all been for you, Margaret.
Who are you trying to kid?
I've been dying to tell you all afternoon, but I didn't want to get you excited until I had the money.
And you have the money now?
Of course. You might have noticed the marketing director in with me a few minutes ago, confirming my request for a generous sub.
Why on earth should I believe you?
Because it's true. Anyway, if I was lying, you'd soon find out, wouldn't you?
I suppose I would.
So make me the happiest boss in the world and tell me you'll come.
All right.
Great.
I've always wanted to go to a restaurant like the Belle Rive.
Tonight you shall, Maggie. Tonight you shall. So, let's have no more silly talk about you leaving. Okay?
Maybe.
Okay. Right. If you'll excuse me, I have something that I really must sort out. Have you finished our presentation yet, Vaughan?
Our presentation? That's a joke. When was the last time you did a stroke of work?
I take great exception to that jibe. I'd like nothing more than to sit around all afternoon massaging a few sales figures. Instead of which, I've been out there on my knees kissing the feet of Mata Hari.
Oh, well, at least you can save them something useful today. Hey, and you can get your grubby mitts off them. I've not finished them.
They're bright, they're colourful, and the graphs go in the right direction. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I've not laminated them yet.
Sorry, Vaughan, no time. I'm in full-scale emergency mode.
Enter.
Sir, I have the sales presentation ready for you.
Oh, splendid. Do come in, Bob. Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Not laminated, Bob?
No, sir. I thought it best not to make them too glossy. The Amish have Spartan taste.
Always thinking ahead, aren't you, Bob? Jeannie, spread these out on the table, would you? It'll be your turn later. Oh, God. Another quid in the box. I'm ashamed to say that I personally funded 3 minibuses for the little handicapped kiddies last year.
Will Jean be giving you a hand this evening, sir?
Oh, don't set me off again, Bob. I'm running out of change.
It's just that I was thinking, excellent though Jean undoubtedly is, might there not be someone more suitable to help you this evening?
Suitable? How do you mean, Bob?
Well, it won't have escaped your notice, sir, but Jean is a little on the pale side.
Oh, I see where you're coming from. Yes, well, now that you mention it, there is rather a glare coming off her. Someone like Maggie, for instance, might be rather more tonally soothing on the eye.
She is the jewel in your crown, sir.
Indeed she is. Have a word with her at once, will you, Bob? I'll need her on standby from about 7.
Very good, sir. Oh, I do believe she had made some tentative plans for this evening, sir. But I'm sure if you were to ask her yourself, she wouldn't hesitate in putting them on hold.
The personal touch, eh, Bob?
It would mean a great deal to her, sir, I'm sure.
Well, when it comes to dealings with staff, sensitivity is my byword. I'll get the albino here to call her up straight away.
Oh, God. Where are you off to, Mr. Jahari, Magsy?
The marketing director wants to see me immediately.
Oh, don't look so worried. Probably wants to give you a well-deserved pat on the back. I was only telling him this afternoon how invaluable you are to us. Take my advice. Now might be an excellent time to ask for a raise.
Well, it's nice to be appreciated at last.
Listen, don't let him keep you too long. I've taken the liberty of booking you a limo to pick you up from home at 7:30, if that's okay.
A limo? Well, that's really not necessary.
Well, we can hardly have you arriving at the Belle Rive by bloody bus, can we? Bye. Well, that should have whittled it back down to just the one dinner date for this evening. Now all I've got to do is turn Vaughan's water into wine. I'm cursed. 50 scratch cards and not one bloody winner. It's moments like this one can be forgiven for doubting God exists. Come on, Lord. All I'm asking for is a little daily bread. If you're out there, please, just give me a sign. Cheers, Gov. I'm embarrassed I ever doubted you. Well, they do say the Lord helps those who help themselves. This this isn't what it seems. I'll pay him back at the end of the month. I'll even let him keep the air miles. It'd be a nice surprise for him. Sod Sienna. By the time I finish with this little baby, he'll be going to bloody Sydney.
Bob,
Maggie.
I got my pay rise. Thank you.
Good, good. Long overdue.
I've got some bad news, though. I'm afraid I won't be able to make tonight.
Oh, what?
Well, the marketing director has asked me to attend his meeting with the president of overseas operations.
Yes, but didn't you tell him you had plans?
He said this was a big career opportunity for me. And I really couldn't say no, especially as he'd just given me a rise.
Well, I'm pleased for you, of course, but I can't help feeling disappointed after all the effort I went through this afternoon.
I know. I'm sorry, Bob. I'll just cancel the table.
No! No. I'll do it. You've got your meeting to prepare for, haven't you? Pretty girl. What? Thank you. You're right, Patrick. The 75 is better than the 71.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. We don't accept this card.
Excuse me?
I do hope this doesn't inconvenience you.
Well, as a matter of fact, it does.
Have you no other means of payment?
No, I can honestly say I don't.
That's extremely awkward.
Yes, isn't it?
Bobby, is everything all right?
Apparently, they don't take my card here. This is scandalous.
Honey, relax. I'll get it.
I couldn't possibly let you pay.
This was going to be on me anyway. You won the bet. You got us the table.
Thank you, Miss Hudson.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Sir, waiter.
This has been such a perfect evening. I don't want it to end.
So I let it. My vote is we book a suite at the Ritz, grab a bottle of vintage bubbly, and slide into the jacuzzi.
Bobby, you just have the best ideas.
And this time, it's definitely on me.
Bob's Playing Cupid next tonight as the comedy continues here on BBC Prime.